Welcome to Film Bluffs, a place for free-range, non-GMO, dog water opinions. So come on in, take a seat, and let's make fun of the kid with no internet.
And the music fades in. Rocking everywhere. Welcome back, dipshits, to another episode of the Shit Show. I'm your host,
Jabronacrons.
I'm your host, dipshit, and I'm your host, Shit Dip.
And I'm Marshall, and this week on Film Bluffs we watched Pacific Rim. I thought Pacific Rim was good before I watched this, and then I watched Pacific Rim and was like, yeah.
And you came to your senses.
Kick ass.
Oh.
Thoughts from the peanut gallery over there?
Hey, we're not the peanut gallery, we're, if anything, the pecan gallery.
Which ones are the ones that crack open?
That's all nuts, dude.
No, but like the really hard ones.
The walnut?
No.
Hickory nut?
No.
Acorn?
No. Pistachio?
Pistachio?
The green ones, yeah.
Brazil?
Pistachios are like the easiest to crack open.
Pistachio.
Not if they're not started. If they're not started, it's a bitch and a half to get those fuckers.
Just smash it with a spoon.
This is a public...
I'm gonna smash it with a spoon.
Yeah, you fucking smash it with a spoon.
Okay. Like I have a spoon on hand.
Public service announcement. Let me have my public service announcement. This is for anyone that's going to roast chestnuts by the open fire or in your oven for this coming winter season. Don't forget to make a little hole in the chestnut before you roast it, or else they will explode because they will trap gases and then they'll explode. And then you got to pick up pieces of chestnut all over your living room or wherever your fire is. Yes, Jobe.
Permission to make a D's nuts joke.
No. You can talk about Pacific Rim, though.
Alright, I would just like to start by saying,
These nuts.
once again, that's good. Once again, I am being silenced. However, I don't know if you noticed last week, I might have been a bit of a shyster and said some things I shouldn't have said. But this week, I'm going to try. I'm legitimately going to try to not bring up certain words or phrases.
Things like...
Things that might offend our dear listeners, and more importantly, get us taken off the internet and gunned down in the back alley.
Oh.
Am I allowed to say that? Gunned down?
Alley needs to be
Sure,
censored.
but you didn't talk about Pacific Rim.
Gunned down this pussy.
that came across.
Fuck! I thought if I covered the mic!
There.
I thought if I whispered like this, it would saying pussy.
So let me tell you about Pacific Rim. You know me, I'm a simple man. Big monster go, ooh, I go, yay. Big group, I go, I go, yay. You got both of these in the movie, and it ain't fucking Power Rangers. I'm all for it, man.
Alright. So you like it when it's not Power Rangers? Are you discriminatory? Is it because they don't say...
No, it's
black
Let
is
me
gold,
tell
I'm
you
black?
something.
It's because the previously stated actions are not in Power Rangers.
Yeah, they
at
fight
all.
Goldar and that shit for 20 seconds. This is 2 hours of them just doing that. And it's awesome for that.
And the mechs are called Jaegers, which is what
That's
I
so
want
cool.
to drink right now.
Fuck Jaeger. Jaeger's gross.
It is, but it's the only
Yeah.
but I needed to
So-
persona for the audience.
I got a persona for you.
Really quick,
This-
let's...
What?
Don't say
I was
it.
gonna say. I saw myself. I got myself. Okay, I was gonna say.
Alright, so really quick, Pacific Rim essentially starts off and they're like, hey, there's these big-ass kaiju emerging from the ocean, and we made some big-ass robots to stop them because that's what we do. You know, you make a robot to fight the monster. And then it's like, hey, we try to make these robots, but not one person can, like, piloted, you got to have 2 people, and then they like share mental stress or whatever. Currently, we have the 2 brothers, Yancey and Riley.
Jaeger.
That was fantastic. You guys are not sick whatsoever.
Let's try again. Let's try again.
The Did I fucking talk? Or no?
We're not stopping you from doing anything.
They're piloting the Gypsy Danger in Alaska, Anchorage, and they gotta go beat up this monster named Knifehead, who... and then it's like, wait, it's still alive, and then pretty much kills Yancey, and then just pretty much destroys the Gypsy Danger. Riley takes fucking Gypsy Danger to the shore and collapses, and he's all like, I have to quit because my brother's dead. Later on, they figure out that Jaeger program is costing a lot of money, so they're like, we'll build a huge wall, decommission the Jaegers. And they're like, okay. Wall ends up being a terrible plan, because the monsters go right through it like fucking butter. Who would have guessed?
Take notes.
Anyways, and then they're like, alright, so we have to fall back to the Jaegers. We gotta pull fucking Riley out of construction and make him pilot Gypsy Danger, one of the only Jaegers we have left. Now he's gotta find a partner. He beats up a bunch of Asian dudes, and then they're like, alright, none of these are my partner. And then he says, hey, General, how about your like adopted daughter? They're like, alright, cool. Y'all are like cool now. She has some fucking trauma that she's never really dealt with in her life, and then they figured that out. Let's see what else. There's 2 kaiju experts. There's this guy's, one's Newton, the other one's Herman. They both have their own ways of figuring out kaiju. One's like, oh, we gotta look at all the pieces of it and do tests on the pieces of the kaiju. The other one's like, no, mathematically, in the next week, we're gonna get a double kaiju, and then we're gonna get a triple, and then there'll be a quadruple. And they're like, okay. He's like, the other guy's like, well, I'm gonna drift with the brain, and then he proceeds to drift with the brain and see into the brain of the kaiju and forward on or whatever, and sees everything that's going on in kaiju land. And then 2 kaiju show up, and they're like, what's up, Danger? And they're like, alright, send out all the Jaegers to beat them up so we can protect ourselves. And the plan that we have of blowing up the... I really hate you sometimes, Joe. Anyways, they're gonna have this plan to blow up the breach. They send the Jaegers out to go fight these 2 guys, these 2 kaiju. Let it be known, pretty much all the cool Jaegers die except for Gypsy Danger, who's also cool, but he doesn't die. And this other one named fucking what's his fucking name? It's something stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, Striker Eureka. Yeah, it sucks. Charlie Day is all like, yo, I gotta go figure out more about brains and shit. He talks to Hellboy Ron Perlman, and Ron Perlman's like, hey, it's a 2-way street, dipshit. They're coming to hunt you. He eventually dies, so it's whatever.
No, he doesn't.
Charlie Day does some shit with another kaiju brain. He's like, look, whatever the plan was, it's not gonna work. You gotta like go down the throat of the breach to explode it with a bomb, but you gotta bring a kaiju with you. And they're like, okay. Yada yada yada, stuff happens. Gypsy Danger and Striker Eureka, they go to close the breach. The plan is to have Striker Eureka go down the breach with a big bomb and eject out of it. That doesn't work because, of course, it doesn't. They end up just sending the Gypsy Danger all the way down, blowing everything up, and then the 2 people survive and everyone's happy. That's pretty much it. There's a little bit of like characters dying and a backstory, but it's mostly just big monsters fighting robots. And I like the movie. What do y'all think about,
Ron Perlman doesn't die.
He just does.
No, he doesn't. Because at the end of the movie, if you watched it, he cuts his way out of the monster and says, "Where's my shoe?"
I didn't see that.
No, it actually happens. I don't even think it's end credits. I think it's like right before the credits, or it's like a mid credit like cut through.
Ooh.
I don't remember seeing that.
Sucks to be Marshall today, don't it?
I don't know where you watched it. I watched it on Amazon Prime. Sponsor us.
I watched it on YouTube. Sponsor us more.
Marshall plays a DVD.
VHS. I want to say, let's get it over with. Kaiju designs, they're pretty great. All of them are unique and different from one another, but they're all like pretty good. You know, they're not like stupid.
I don't know. The baby and the mom looked pretty similar.
Yeah,
That's kind of lazy design.
No, the baby and mother.
And there's no reason they should look different. They're all clones of each other.
That's true.
Why did they look
they're
different?
probably
Yeah, but I think they're trying shit out.
Yeah, the genetics are probably
well,
altered.
that may be true.
Well, they're all clones.
But like, fuck, we gotta try something differently because they obviously killed the first 63 kaijus.
Huh. But
you know, there's definitely like you ever like play Spore, and he's like, I want this one to have wings and shoot acid. And the other guy's like, nah, this one can swim really fast.
Oh.
Wait, no, now this one's gonna look like a fucking gorilla.
If I knew we were gonna bring up Spore, I would have brought in our resident expert on Spore,
Sporticus.
Joe.
I'm a
Joe Mama.
I'm a serious film critic. So I guess I'm just concerned. What sort of conflict is this? Because it ain't man versus nature.
No, these are nature things because they come from the ocean,
But they come from another dimension.
which is in nature.
They come from the ocean as much as you come from Texas.
They come.
Heyo.
I'm not gonna make that.
From a
joke
land
because
down
I'm trying to
under.
be a bit more professional.
That's Australia.
Comes from a dick.
So it's man versus nature
No,
because it's a
100%
planet.
not.
Planets are in nature.
It's man
Planets are
versus.
nature thing.
Marshall's just
Actually, hear me out. So the kaiju are being sent by those alien fuckers that we saw at the end, right?
Oh yeah.
Now, what if I told you
Okay.
that those were called precursors, and Guillermo del Toro intended for those to actually be advanced humans in the far-flung future
Then why are they attacking the past humans?
to gather resources from past Earth?
But that's stupid.
I never said they were smart, but anyway, it's man versus man.
I'm still thinking it's super.
Anyways,
Marshall,
yeah.
what are the
think it's a
themes
little
of this
silly.
movie?
I don't know. The main thing is they had two cool ass Jaegers. One that looked like a fucking brick shit house. The other one that had a third arm, and they killed those off immediately to have regular human bipedal Jaeger and then regular human bipedal Jaeger, and they just look completely basic.
The third arm one, that one had 3 pilots, right?
Yeah, one for
I'm
each
not
arm.
gonna, that one I'm not gonna lie, I thought was kind of stupid. Like the entire time we're talking.
I love it. Just imagine it's like, they got 2 arms. There's another.
No, the extra appendage doesn't bother me. It's the fact that they had 3 pilots for it, because for a while they're making it a big point of like we have to find 2 people who are compatible to drift together, and then suddenly these guys have 3, and we're just like
They're triplets.
okay. It just why do we need that? Why do we need that outlier? It doesn't really add anything.
It adds triplets and a cool
it
robot design.
adds 3 seconds of more than 2 people can.
Then why are you mad at it? There's
Because there's no point.
There
to
was
it.
3 seconds of Charlie Day rolling up his sleeve. You're not mad at that?
Nah, because Charlie Day kicks ass.
No, he doesn't. He gets his ass kicked.
Yeah,
For what?
it's funny.
He does.
He's a funny man.
He's after me!
Oh my god! It's me! It's me!
I know! Get the fuck out!
Jaeger out there, right? And they
Hi,
send
Freya.
the Jaeger out there. The Jaeger goes around and just starts punching the kaiju. Usually half the time the kaiju just takes it on the fucking chin like a champ. And then they're like, oh wait, I need to bring out the sword or like the nuke. I'm like, why don't you lead with the sword? Or like, there's the 3-arm one pulls out those little blades and he starts putting it in work, but then he gets his shit rocked like immediately. However, the blades were working a lot better than just like punching it in the face.
I mean,
like
that's just
I don't know why they don't like start with the sword.
That's just kind of like a staple in everything. I feel like, 'Cause, that's very Gundam too, where like you have all these massive fucking weapons, but you're just sitting here doing a little boxing match for a little bit going, fuck. Fists don't work. Well, they didn't work on the last one. Yeah, but I thought for sure it would work.
It's funny you bring up Gundam, because the whole time I was watching the movie, I was like, this feels like an anime
A little bit.
condensed down into a movie. Like, you can picture it, right? The season-long arc of, what was main character's name?
I don't know.
Ahuze.
Riley, one of the two.
Rayla.
Raleigh.
Right.
It's something stupid.
Right, so we're just gonna go with
Ryan.
So Ryan is, first season would be Ryan getting together with Mako, which, oh my god, Mako is the hottest woman alive. Actress who played Mako, if you're listening to this,
I am available.
and I am
ready to date you.
And listen, I'm not going to say anything vulgar, I'm just saying, me and a chair have a lot in common, you know what I'm saying?
She looks really good for 43 years old.
Oh my god.
Oh, she's married.
Damn it.
And has been since 2014. Congratulations.
Damn it, that means it's probably a good relationship. Fuck.
Anyways,
and then like season 2, that starts right around the time that they do the final assault and Charlie Day's shopping for organs. That's around when season 2 starts, in my mind. And then it's just a two season limited series.
yeah, no, like it's got some style to it, especially when the Jaegers are fighting. The kaiju are just fucking brutal. They're like not like dumb monsters. They use their brain, as you can tell. Like,
you can see them.
They actually do work.
They seem to kind of learn a bit.
You can see them be like, oh, that thing's punched me in the fucking face, or it has a laser beam.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bite that part off first.
That arm needs to come
Or
off
like
now.
If there's that one that has the tail and it's like fighting the guy. And just grab it, and then it just puts the tail and just fucking rips its head off, and it's like, got you with the tail. Or the other one that's like, oh, everyone's here, EMP.
I thought there was a particularly dumb moment to piggyback off of Marshall's thing where they're going through Hong Kong when he saves Charlie Day without knowing he's saving Charlie Day, and he starts like beating the kaiju with the baseball bat in the form of an oil tanker. Thank you. But also, I agree. Why not just use the fucking sword? The thing we've proven to work. Why did you grab this oil tanker from the ocean and just drag it along with you?
First of all, it wasn't an oil tanker.
Was
it was a freight ship.
Okay, but also the structural integrity of those ships are not to be.
Second of all, they hadn't used the SWAT yet. I don't think.
Well, they should have though. They clearly
used the SWAT the first time.
They don't pull the sword out until the final.
But again, though, why?
I don't know, it's just weird.
You have a baseball bat now, which shouldn't hold up because whatever ship is not meant to be held on one end. We've seen this in the Titanic.
If I had to make a couple of guesses, I'm not necessarily saying that
Jobe's a resident scientist.
Makes sense, but I am the kaiju expert. I've
watched Godzilla 6 times.
Oh god, we gotta watch King of the Monsters sometime soon. Rodan.
I just want to see
Ghidorah. Anyway, the reasoning for not using the sword earlier, one, we know that, the kaiju, they can see weapons and be like, that's a priority for me to take out. They don't want to show their biggest hand right away because then they'll be on their guard. Two, civilian casualties and destruction of property. Doesn't make sense in this context. But I'm just trying to think of reasons why they wouldn't use it every time.
I'm pretty sure one of them does like a fucking does a fucking drop onto a building or some shit.
3.
Okay, they had. Go ahead.
Man.
Say your thing.
Then
3. I'll say my thing.
We don't know how it feels to pilot it. It could just be there's a bit of lag between the two, since obviously the pilot isn't carrying that weight. So like how that all works. And then 4, I imagine that if the sword gets even a little damaged, then it doesn't slide back into the arm super easily. The whole thing's fucked.
I don't understand your point for point 3, but I could see.
Well, just piloting error. Like,
okay, this movie had, I think, 2 instances of I love this little trope where like there's a big
No, it didn't.
big monster or something, and it slides all the way, and then it just like hits something and goes ding, ding, ding. Like at the very, they had the one with the dude's cradle.
I thought that was stupid.
and
I'm not gonna lie.
I love it. And then they
doesn't
had the
make
one where the
sense.
monster like slid all the way after like throwing it, and it just like slides all the. Or no, it's the Gypsy Danger. It's sliding all the way back until like the very edge of the pier, and then like the bird just like flies away. Oh, I love it.
See, the Newton's Cradle part, just I don't give a shit enough, because like if it was a person in there and it was doing a thing where like the fist like almost came in contact with the person and then it got pulled away, fine. But what's the point of the Newton's Cradle? It doesn't hurt anything if the
It's
Newton's Cradle
fun.
gets
It's
hit.
silly. It's so
Yeah,
fun.
have
It
fun. Yeah,
it's
It's
just-
it's because they didn't hit it super hard. They just tapped it. You
But
know?
it doesn't add
but also,
anything.
it adds a good hearty chuckle
Oh
for
my God.
Marshall.
Clearly it does it for me.
Well, you
'Cause I
don't
thought it
heartily
was
chuckle at
stupid,
anything.
obviously.
Yeah.
The
Metro Man.
bit where
Atrocity.
they climb out of the flare at the kaiju, and they're like, "Come here, bitch!" And the kaiju's about to kill him, and then the Gypsy Danger shows up, and I'm just like, "Oh, this is a good."
Like
The Gypsy Danger just like coming in, getting dropped in. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm ready to go."
Also, how did they carry those? Those things must weigh several hundred tons.
They had like 55 helicopters.
They did not have 55. They had like 6 at 7 the most.
They're really big
It's
helicopters.
they're dense. They're not dense.
They're very dense
They're
helicopters.
Final
We've had several
fights.
instances in the last like 3 episodes where Marshall has argued that things are lighter by saying they're dense.
Someone go back and confirm.
It was in Beekeeper. He said the woman
Yeah,
was
that's
dense,
true.
therefore she's easier.
Hey, Marshall.
Yeah, because you were talking about how she like dented the thing. Yeah, no, I'm talking about the final fight scene. It really worked for me. I was a little annoyed how Gypsy Danger immediately got their shit rocked by losing an arm.
Somebody
like
likes
that's
saying
the
slurs
first
on the
thing in that
podcast.
fight. Right?
You broke him.
Oh my god. Well, that was the thing with the final fight is they're like, hey, watch out, there's a kaiju like in front of you, and they're like, no, there's not, I don't see shit. But right, like 3 seconds before, they were just like, yeah, I can't see anything in this. And I'm like, why wouldn't you believe like the radar guy?
Because
You know, is that just me?
No, I agree. I mean,
Like,
it does kind of add a little bit of humanity to it, because I feel like we do have a little bit of like kind of jughead army people going like, yeah, maybe your instruments are wrong because I don't fucking see shit out here. And I was like, all right, but what? But I'm telling you, I'm seeing this thing, and then he's getting hit and his shit rocked by everything. He's like, why didn't you tell me there was something out here?
Would
yeah,
these
the
things-
Gypsy Danger loses its arm immediately.
Yeah, that part does kind of suck because it seems to be the most. I know it's older, but it seems to be the most powerful Jaeger.
Jaeger.
Jiger.
Oh, that's a baseball.
Or did like
A Jiger?
Marshall will get it.
Okay.
I did like when the Gypsy Danger like speared that
right?
one in the head and then like scooted it over the volcanic vent.
That,
I thought that was cool.
pretty
I don't
pretty
understand. Like, I don't understand what your fucking deal is with me, Joe. I'm just saying this movie's good, and you're just like, oh, yeah, you think
I'm
so?
agreeing
You also
with
think
you.
it's gonna be dipshit.
No, I think
Whoa!
he'll never watch.
No
this
need for that
because
kind of language. We're a very serious podcast.
He'll never hear this.
It's
because he
okay
hates
for you.
Joe,
Daddy's
but
Daddy's fine.
I think he's just getting back at our old friend Will from Texas because he used to do a thing of like, no, I thought this movie was really good because did you? You thought it was good?
Oh, that's
awesome.
great for
That's
you.
So
I'm
good.
so
I
happy
love that
for
you
you.
think it's great.
It's like, did you like it? No, I loved it almost as much as you even.
I did have one problem with the final fight.
Shut up.
In particular,
Yeah.
where they have the thing
You
where
did?
I did. Idris Elba and the shithead son who
Jughead.
blow themselves up. They create that giant wave of energy that like separates it and makes it so it's just a hole with no water in it, right?
Yeah.
And like shit's like getting pushed over. The only reason that
Yeah.
Gypsy Danger doesn't get blown away is because they like stab their arm into the ground and like can brace themselves against the impact. And yet they immediately find a kaiju carcass when the water rushes back in. There's no way in hell that they immediately like, oh, thank God this is right here.
Well, they've been killing kaiju for years.
That's not a valid argument.
Yeah,
because
it is.
the force of physics would brush it away.
Nope.
And the inrush of water would not just place it right there.
Why not?
Because it's the probabilities are astronomical.
Well, yeah, astronomical.
What if it was
impossible.
too dense?
No, absolutely.
Marshall brings up a good point. That shit would be pretty dense.
Absolutely not.
Or it was very undense light.
How much?
And it just
dense isn't the same as heavy.
If it was less dense, it would get pushed further out.
Like,
and they would come in.
How much do you think the kaijus weigh? Just ballpark.
probably about 30 pounds.
Shut the fuck up. I hate both of you so fucking much. I actually looked it up. I know how much the Jaegers weigh.
See, that's your problem, man. You're all Hermaning up in this bitch with your numbers. You need to drift with the kaiju brain to fucking understand what's happening.
I'm just saying, that part in particular is really fucking stupid. I thought it would have been way cooler had they just ridden the big kaiju into it rather than just the carcass.
Can I just
They end up doing that anyways.
Yeah, then what's the point of having the fucking carcass?
Okay.
Just in case they didn't know where the
It
big
doesn't add
kaiju
anything
was.
if they already are writing the other one in there. They just need the one signature.
No.
Yes.
No, you
Yes,
need
that's
two.
the science.
At that
Both of the scientists say it.
Danger.
No. They need
Gypsy
two
Danger was probably
signatures.
just like, hey man, let me grab this kaiju and jump in.
That just
He
happens
was
to
like,
be
oh,
here
man,
after the
check
massive
script.
nuclear explosion.
Oh yeah, the kaiju's showing up. We're good.
Hey, Mako, we need a carcass. Well, there's one right there, right after the inrush of water. Wow, that's convenient. Man, our mission would have been fucked and this miraculous probability just not occurred. That's wild.
Hey.
And you have no issues with the giant monsters or the giant robots that somehow work and brain melding technology.
Well, it's not that I don't have a problem with it. It's just that if I get into that, then we're gonna be here all day, and you guys are just gonna start yelling at me for no reason. For being
we'll
right
have a
is the
reason.
thing. That part in particular.
For those just listening to the episode, Marshall once again went back to an old classic of pretending to... I don't know if I'm allowed to say sucking.
Well, you already have. So,
whoops.
No, you're not.
I will say,
fuck, I'm trying. I really am.
I don't. Is there any source material for
No.
Pacific Rim? Do they go based off anything?
Guillermo
That part I
del
don't know.
Toro.
The mind of a man.
That doesn't track here.
But then Guillermo del Toro for the sequel was like, I don't want to work on this. I want to make a fish fucking movie, and he made Shape of Water.
You're right. I will say,
And then he was like, I want to make a fucking Pinocchio movie.
I will say I don't particularly love we're not meant to care about the characters. Like, they have no personalities in this. and it's
Mako's hot.
Okay, visually, yes, they're attractive people. But other than that, it's just, it's fun for a brawl beat 'em up.
No, I understand. If you had done your research, you would look and see that they planned the movie to be longer, but executives cut it down to be under 2 hours and
It wasn't under 2
focus
hours.
on the people. It was
It's 2
like
hours, 10
2 hours.
minutes.
By God,
Yeah.
you might be right. Oh, sorry, I was looking
Oh
at
my
I was looking
God.
at Mako still.
Hold on, I want to look at
It was
Mako.
2 hours and 11 minutes actually. So Jobe's pretty fucking stupid in this instance.
Hey, well, Marshall is in outer space. I really like the opening scene with
The voiceover.
No, with the two Brovas fighting that. Like, I thought, like, damn, that movie opened with a bang. Because I thought it was a cool fight scene. Like,
No, I
they
did
do a
too.
bit of bop, bop, bop. But then they're like, fuck this shit, Ken.
No, I do. I think that part's fine. It's just the issues thereafter I have are we're doing a bunch of sacrifices.
Yeah.
And I don't give a shit about these characters.
Well, that's fine. You don't have to. For me, what really was awesome was after the fact when you just see this giant fucking Jaeger walking by, arm torn off, beaten to hell, and it just collapses next to these normal people. Then I'm like, I love it because it helps show scale. Which,
yeah, that's fine.
For that sort of thing is a must.
It's just if we're doing the ultimate sacrifice, I feel like we should care about the character a little bit to hold the weight of like what this person's doing.
It's not like he's sacrificed himself. He was just Like, he was like,
who are you talking about?
The brother.
No. I'm talking more in the instance of Idris Elba and the son later on.
It's really funny to me. Idris Elba was like, I'm going to die anyway. It's over for me. And I'm taking this young Australian man with me.
I do also kind of think that his reasoning for dying is stupid because, again, we don't care enough about him.
We do.
I don't understand why we should care that he is dying in this.
Because he saved Mako.
Yeah, but we get 2 seconds of that. It's just kind of like, all right.
How long does it take to save a Mako?
I don't know. Enough to screw in a light bulb.
Hey, Marshall.
Yeah.
Let's call this episode Mako Polo.
Nice, that's good. Because it's in the water.
Yeah. And they're trying to find it.
Actually, it's pretty good. I'm for that.
That's good.
No, I just like the whole thing with his being sick because of the fucking radiation poisoning is kind of stupid to me. Like, I know that they have the whole we put this together in 14 months, and I'm like, okay, the last thing we had on our mind was radiation, and I was like, why? We know what fucking radiation is.
It's pretty funny because every Jaeger's is like, yeah, it's got 2 nuclear powered engines in there.
It's like the fucking Ryan is like, yeah, it's basically a walking.
This bad boy can fit so much radiation in it.
Yeah, like, we clearly know what radiation does to people, and we know that there's nuclear reactors in there, and your first thought isn't, hey, maybe we should line this with some anti-rad.
Hear me out. Unless, Marshall, do you have a point you're just gagging to get out? Gagging on balls.
I can make a point. I think the movie is really fucking cool at times.
I agree.
I love
cool.
Charlie Day's little side quest.
Yeah, it's fun.
I know.
No, okay, when Ron Perlman's like staring at him in the eye and he's like, you did it, didn't you, you dumb son of a bitch? And he's like, it's a two-way street. It's a two-way street.
Ron,
get a half mine. And Charlie Day's just like, oh, my bad.
Oh, fuck, he's right! I did do that! Ron Perlman is so good in this movie.
I do like Ron.
And he's in it for so little. But I think that probably works for the best. How much can you get out of it? No, what I wanted to say earlier was this movie, I think, does do a good job of kind of world building and thinking a lot of, all right, in this universe, kaiju are real. Of course there's a black market for it. And then they're like, robots are huge. Naturally, they need 2 pilots. Of course those pilots need to be close to each other, which is also great, because naturally, to be drift compatible, you have to be close with one another, which just adds to, like, raising the stakes organically.
Raising Canes.
Like, obviously, we probably wouldn't put family in the same kaiju, Jaeger, but they have to be, generally, because that's who's the most drift compatible. I don't know. It's just, there's a lot of little cool shit. I think if you go back and watch it again and you kind of just like point out little things like, someone thought about that. Someone thought about the details of a world in which kaiju have to get fitten by giant robots. Fitten is the past participle of fight.
Whoa. I can't believe he fit him earlier.
Marshall, give us a classic wah.
I don't know if he can legally.
No, you can't.
Wow.
No, you gotta do it with the hands.
Wait, what's the hands for the wah? Oh, right.
Oh, you made him so happy. And with that, we're going to go into our break where Jobe can stay happy for a little bit longer until he comes back sad.
What? No, I'm gonna stay happy. We're getting whiskey.
Hey.
Oh, I don't...
Alright, and we're back.
Yeah, we are.
Guys, I just want to say, you guys are fucking dicks. All day long, bully Jobe.
What did I do to you?
I go.
Name one thing I've done to you.
You just called me a. I'm not gonna say that
Because
I
I
respect Marshall.
No, you don't.
As an editor.
Where's the mouse out? Right? Oh, there you go. Oh no, they saw our names.
Fuck. So anyway, there's some What? Did you say something?
No.
Anyway, I love that the camera freezes and Marshall's just always giving the most disapproving glare.
I don't think it's frozen. I think Marshall's just standing really still. No, never mind.
No,
It's
I'm
100% frozen, actually. There it is.
Hey, Marshall, how nice of you to join us.
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
I wish it froze on that.
Yeah, why can't it freeze on that?
Smile.
But it always freezes when you're giving us such ugly looks.
Remember 2 seconds ago when Jobe said he thought he was doing good on his volume?
I'm doing good.
That was pretty loud. I mean, I'll just hover it over our.
Hey,
You'll see when it
Trace,
goes full red.
what did you think of the Russian Jaeger?
Well, that's kind of my big issue. Like, we have these guys, but they're not here for very long. I mean, I know Marshall kind of had a point of that. Like, those are the cool ones, and they're here for like 5 minutes, and then they get their shit rocked. It is kind of disappointing.
It
They're
does
really cool.
suck that we have a cast of like 5 Jaegers.
Yeah,
And like 3 of them are jobbers.
right. Like that's why I thought.
Four Jaegers,
Yeah.
right?
Wait, no, there was 5, because there was
It's Gypsy, Danger, Striker, Eureka, Cherno, Alpha, and the 3 armed
Oh,
one.
right. I was thinking,
Crimson Typhoon.
for some reason, I was thinking when Idris Elba goes in.
Crimson Typhoon! Dude,
Um,
okay, did I say this to you guys? No, it was different. I was thinking of Transformers 1 when I brought up Noisy Boy, but
Joe?
Oh,
this
yeah, dude.
was also just giving. I kept thinking of Real Steel the whole time while watching this. Is that
Real
just
Steel's
me?
so fucking good, dude.
I still haven't seen it.
Okay.
But I've talked about it.
I know this guy, and he said Real Steel is in his top 5 movies of all time. Real Steel's a good movie. Don't know if it's top 5 of all time.
I feel like we
But
had
it's a
this
good
exact
movie.
conversation
We have.
before, though.
We have.
And then I think we watched it, and then you were like, "Okay, maybe top 5
Yeah,
material."
because it was real.
Dude, stop crinkling that.
Because it was Real Steel and Chappie if were in the top 5, and I'm like, nah,
Chappie's
Real
a
Steel
weird
and Chappie is a hot take.
Chappie tier.
Isn't Chappie the one that's like the South African gangsters build a robot?
Could be.
I think so.
Slow.
And be like, "Listen to me, robot.
but-
You're going to be a gangster now."
Maybe.
But back to Pacific Rim. Who else thought there was definitely some sexual tension between Mako and the white guy?
Oh, tons. Are you kidding me? Are you shitting me right
Yeah,
now?
right.
Unwarranted. They know each other for 2 minutes,
Yeah, but they fought so good together.
and they do mind meld.
But they've seen all their memories.
I'll give them that. That I would say is the least forced relationship because of the plot armor that is somewhat valid.
Do you think he had sexy thoughts about Mako and then she saw them?
Yeah, and that's why they kissed.
And then
at
she
the
goes,
end.
"Tee-hee,
She's like, "Oh my goodness."
he likes me." Well, dude, she about creams
I
her
think
shorts
maybe
when she
not,
sees
she's
him with
really
his shirt
focused
off.
on
Yeah.
her own thoughts.
Yeah,
Okay, but
she has
then
thoughts of herself.
She's just about to blow up the entire place because she's
That's
chasing the
really funny.
rabbit per se, and everyone's like, chill out, it's just a dream."
I will say, I don't know. It's probably because I continue to grow even softer in my old age, but little girl
It's true.
Little girl Mako running through the streets crying. I don't know. Maybe it's just the sounds of small children crying and then them being presented in actual peril, but it makes me go, "Ah!" And then Idris Elba's there and he's like, "Don't worry, I'll save you."
I think it's one of those things where it's like a monster movie from the human perspective, like Godzilla -1, and how that was you got to see people
Yeah,
dealing
That's
with
probably definitely.
the Godzilla, not just Godzilla breaks a building, like you see the kaiju roll in and he just breaks a couple buildings, you're like whatever, right? But he's about to kill a kid and you're like, oh, this is disheartening. I feel it in my soul.
Well,
I got
I think
my
part
own
of it
little
too
kaiju
is
here. We call this one Rocky.
That's a fucking kaiju.
That's a category
he's
4 at least.
massive. God, he's huge.
Marshall,
you can
dude.
cut him in half and have 2 kittens.
Marshall, do your impression of Herman.
He's writing on the board of this. He's like, there will be a double event soon, within a week, 7 days.
Charlie Day.
I think you're fucking fucking stupid, Herman. I'm gonna put this cool hat on. I saw them and they're clones.
I saw them and
And then
they're clowns.
and then Herman comes in. He's like, "All right, I can't let you fucking link up alone. I'll share the burden with you."
And then
Please, Mr. Frodo.
I think I care more about their characters than anyone else.
Hey, audience.
God,
If
we're
we
gonna watch Lord of
did,
the Rings.
I was just about to ask, hey, audience, if we did Lord of the Rings, should we do 3 episodes or one really big fucking episode?
Can't wait till we get no response.
You have to do 3. You have to do 3 for Lord of the Rings. I'm sorry,
Those
it's
are
2 minutes.
way too long
That's
to
what she
do one
said.
episode.
They're 2.5 hours, 3 hours at least, and it's like, damn, that's
all
that'd be
we
like
did.
9
We did
hours of
both.
movie to cover.
We did both dunks in one.
Yeah, but that was only 2 movies.
Yeah, but like, you know, they're
The third one plus Lord of the Rings is heavy, and you guys hated Dune, obviously, so you guys didn't want to talk about
But
it.
I like.
Yeah,
I like
you
Lord of the
remember when
Rings,
I
though.
gave Dune an 8? I think.
I like Lord of the Rings though. Remember that? Remember when we talked about how Gandalf's running through door closes, turn around door closes, turn around door
Just an
closes.
infinite. Yeah.
Like that's cool.
Remember?
And we can talk about why the Eagles did not just take them to Morador.
Man, fuck the Eagles.
Because it's a secret.
Exactly.
It has to be a secret mission.
We can get into this during Loter.
So,
Are we gonna do
you-
the Hobbit as well though?
no.
Okay.
If you were
Um,
to pilot a Jaeger, what would you call it?
One sec, Freya's really thirsty.
It'd be like Gamma something. I really feel like that one would work.
Sigma.
Like something like adjective and Gamma. Something with those two. Like
Big Gamma.
I got it. Here's mine. Here's mine.
Gamma
Ready?
coming on in.
You're gonna love this. You're gonna love this. Omega Rizzler.
I hate.
Or maybe Rizzler Omega, that's better.
I hate it so much because that's what some kid like who's 13 now would call it.
Yeah.
I think, wow, if I'm in this,
Wow.
I'm calling it, I call it a Rizzler Omega. It would be the strongest. It would have 4 nuclear reactors in it. Balrog has lots of powers.
Is this what the show is now, huh?
What was
Just
your-
reference South Park episodes, dipshit? Anyway.
So, hey,
What was y'all's favorite kaiju? I really liked that.
I like Knife Face,
The one that had
TBH.
the EMP. The one that had the EMP in his head was pretty cool. I thought.
I will say, we touched on it briefly, but the kaiju designs do all genuinely
I do
kick ass.
Yeah, I do like those. They're water puppies.
Yeah. There's that freaky ass one that like breaks through the wall and he's just got a big ass fucking hammerhead on him. He's just
Yeah,
like,
but his
"Oh,
eyes are like under his head, like they're
Well,
really
yeah,
low.
You're,
Yeah,
not,
yeah, there's-
you're gonna smack your eyes into a wall.
It was a freaky looking
I think the
design.
best thing with the kaiju is that they're all like different and they don't look like they belong to this world. Maybe the big ass gorilla because you look at it and you're like, all right, that looks like a gorilla.
But yeah. I think it is crazy to me that
But,
Charlie...
like, they're all like interesting and you can tell what they're about. You know?
I guess I take it back,
Man
because
about
it sounds like there was a pretty decent chunk of time where kaijus basically pose no real threat, but at the same time, it feels kind of weird to get one tattooed on you. Like, these are real things causing real mayhem.
He's obsessed. He
I
needs to
know.
remember them.
Yeah, that'd be like if the world was like, you know, having like a huge nuclear war, and then I got like "Love the Bomb" tattooed on me somewhere, or something like that. You know, it's just like it's a little insensitive, you know.
Right.
It was an inside job, and you have the
Like he-
towers.
Well, no, I mean, it
Probably
sounded
is
like the
someone with that
kaiju's like
tattoo.
I'm sure there is.
were a threat. I mean, the first one they say it took them like 4 weeks to shoot it down because they had nothing to like
Yeah, they weren't powerful. They
stop
hadn't been
it.
powerful.
But but there was just a big time in between them showing up. That's what like Herman says. It's like it was a long time, and then it slowly got shorter and shorter and shorter until you're gonna get 2 and 3 and 4 at a time or whatever.
Yeah. And then they were like, then we built the Jagovs, and the Jagovs did real good.
And they don't have radiation lighting, so everybody is going to get
And
hit.
still, I love
insane.
It's stupid.
No, they're like, hey, here's the wall. It's gonna work so well. And then next clip, here's the wall getting immediately broken. It took like 30 minutes or whatever it was.
Again, that's another one of those things of like, that seems like a weird point to put in the movie of just like they make a huge point of like, yeah, we're building we're discontinuing the Jaegers, the things that have been proven to work, and we're gonna put a wall in instead.
Well, I think it's
keep
because
out the kaiju.
they wanted a permanent solution to like stop them. Because like the Jaegers could fight them off. They're like, okay, if we build a wall, then they won't be able to get in, and that's going to be what we're going to do because it's going to be more cost effective. If you know anything about government, they try to do cost effective things sometimes.
But they what would
so
you
they decommissioned the Jaegers.
What would you think that the wall is made of though? It just looks like kind of concrete, right?
It's probably just thick concrete and metal,
like,
which obviously was never going to work.
It worked in Attack on Titan. There were no flaws.
There were several flaws. But like the Jaegers were made
here's the
of
thing with Attack on
really
Titan.
dense iron though. Like, and that was getting its shit ripped.
Yeah, but only because it was piloted by weak,
you know,
pathetic humans.
Ones who
dense
can't
iron?
even just I looked it up.
Hey, wait a second. If iron's so dense, how the fuck do boats float?
How the
Buoyancy.
fuck do you have dense iron? It's the physical property.
Look,
iron
Inertia is a property of matter.
I didn't make the movie.
Hey, listener, it's your
This
boy.
is a different metal.
Yeah, it's not my fault. I didn't. It's what it describes it as, a dense iron material.
It's your boy Jobe, also known as.
So that's good.
Yeah, that's getting cut. It's your boy Jobe,
That's
otherwise
getting
known
cut,
as Jotaro Kujo. I'm just here to say sorry for all of us talking over each other, but it's kind of funny, you gotta admit.
I like it when. Well, it's not necessarily our fault because Marshall does come in at a delay, and
Yeah, he
this
does.
is something we haven't been able to really get past.
I'm so sorry.
It's no one's fault.
Guys, I'm sorry.
Marshall's fault.
Should we
could move into
meet
the roof.
IRL when around Christmas, maybe?
I was thinking about doing that. We should when we make the trip down there. We should
We do a Christmas episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do 8 freaky ass nights.
Those are some 8 whack-ass nights.
8 nights of kissing boys.
Dude, I don't know.
You guys have anything else you want to talk about with
Let me tell you
Pacific Rim?
something
I
about
got
Pacific
something.
Rim.
Jobe's got something really important. I can tell by the cadence of his voice.
So they're falling, right?
Free fall.
And then they're like, use your bolt. And then they like, we're not falling so fast anymore. But that fucking thing would hit terminal velocity really fast, I think.
It has a huge fucking mass. It would absolutely.
And then even beyond that, that mass landing fucking 10 feet is gonna cause, I think, a little bit more damage than it ended up doing.
I think that was a little out there.
It lost 5 points for that, which is why I'm giving it a 3 out of 10. That's a joke.
Really?
Oh, I was gonna say,
No,
like,
I'm not giving
damn,
it a
Jobe was
3 out of 10.
This really is a recreation of Power Rangers.
Oh
Jobe was
my
talking
God.
it up so much, and he's
I
gonna.
was gonna be like disheartened.
Marshall's gonna do something drastic.
I'll admit it. I was quite frankly going to be disappointed.
I was almost sad.
No, but if we do want to get into the scoring portion of
Yeah. Give it a score, Big Dog. What's your score?
In a second.
In a minute, I'm going to give it a score.
In terms of how the movie pans out, I don't hate the idea of 2 pilots per mech, but I do think that parts of it would have been a little more impactful, specifically the 2 brothers fighting, if they did write the movie as if there's just 1 person per 1 mech, and like Ryan or whatever his name is just isn't able to save his brother while his brother's getting his shit pushed in over here. I think that's a little bit more impactful rather than them just kind of getting attacked and destroyed, and then his brother gets ripped out of the mech and he's sitting there going, "My brother! Fuck! No!"
He says
What
that
would he have done?
That's what I'm saying.
he felt his brother's emotions when he died, and like
Yeah,
right,
it
it
was
felt like
in
what
his
it
head,
felt like
right,
to die,
but
because he was
again-
still connected to his brother.
Because of how we have the movie as it is, that doesn't really hold anything. Like, they don't do much with the movie characters like that. It's just kind of I felt all the emotions and the pain of my brother dying. What about you, Mako? I was chasing a rabbit that whole time. Did you say something? Because the rabbit man over here was telling me to go down a hole.
I'm gonna be honest with you, dog. If it were two separate mechs and all that, you'd still be like, I don't give a shit about the brother.
Well, I mean, I don't necessarily, because we get like 5 seconds of him,
Yeah,
but it would still be more heavily impactful if he's.
Nah,
if he
that would have been
could-
too obvious.
No,
Having
if
the
he
two
could
pilots thing
try
is
to-
what separates these mechs from other mechs.
I guess, but like, still, if he can make an attempt to fight off a kaiju that is killing his brother, I feel like it's more impactful than him just sitting there going, "Oh man, hey man, I'm feeling everything you're going through. I get it."
Well, and
This sucks.
he had to pilot the thing himself, which we know is very taxing.
Right, but that just goes to show they can do it.
Yeah, if they only want one arm and be made fun of by the kaiju.
Well, they do that later on anyway.
No,
Yeah, because
No.
the arm gets ripped off. Marshall even said it.
the kaiju.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm
you can
gonna.
No, no.
I'm gonna give this movie a 7.
I knew you would.
No, I'm giving it a 7.91488822.
Crazy that it doesn't
3.
just give it an 8.
Yeah,
It's practically an 8.
I'm giving it an 8.
Okay, give it an 8 then.
Oh, was that your actual
Trace?
score?
What you
Oh,
big
okay.
done?
I'm gonna give it a 6. It was okay. I didn't hate it. I thought the
Womp
fight,
womp.
I didn't
Trace
think
hates fun.
No, I thought the mech fights were pretty cool because I like.
I do want to watch Gurren.
There was that really cool scene of them like, you gotta get out of the way, the monster's coming for you, and he's like, "Ding, ding, 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 ding," and then he just pulls the sword out and it just slices in half. That's a really cool shot.
Dude, when Charlie Day's sitting there and he's like, dude, it's coming for me. And they're like, it's coming for all of us. No, it's coming specifically for me.
The fucking
Trying to get the white man.
the fucking insanity of this white man and a bunch of Chinese people going, no, you don't get it. It's coming for me.
I'm
no,
not having a
it's
good
coming
day
for
right
people.
now.
He's like, no, you don't get it. It's me.
Yeah, remember in the second one when Charlie Day becomes evil?
Nah, because I honestly forgot that there was a sequel to
No.
this because it tanked so fucking hard.
Apparently it's really bad. And
It is.
I don't remember it that well, but I did see it. But like looking over the choices made, yeah, it does sound pretty bad.
Yeah.
They kill Mako.
Oh, no. Anyways, thanks to Brother
Fucking
Bruns
play
for
with me.
stopping
That's
on by
my
and listening to
wife
us
you're
this
talking
week.
about.
Man, Marshall loves this franchise and he's because you are upset by the choices made.
Hey,
Hey, Marshall.
hey,
Yeah.
Marshall.
Thanks for joining us. When we talked about Pacific Rim, next week we're going to be watching The Three Musketeers, the 2011 version. This is a Trace pick. He's very excited about it.
I like the movie.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and
But where?
like and subscribe
Where can
to
they
our
find
Spotify
Finding us? How would they?
at Film Bluffs Pod. That's our pod. So, thank you guys. Have a nice day. Everyone wave.
Dryer, the washer, Tide Pod.
All right, we're done.